أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله على حبيبه محمد وآله وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم عليه صلى الله على حبيبه محمد وآله وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brothers and sisters in Islam. They say, oh man, you were created weak. Don't try to balance big things within your small mind. Greatness belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of His divine attribute is to be able to do whatever and forever what He asks to do. Everything concerning yourself has to be put into the Quran Kareem. You must believe that. What did Prophet Muhammad do during the 20 years? He was giving explanations about the Holy Quran, because we cannot enter the wisdom of it. Even now, you may read a hadith and not able to give its meaning. If you are not authorized, then you should not comment. But nowadays, brothers and sisters in Islam, everyone has so many books, and they bring them and say, I know about hadith, I can explain them. From where have they been authorized? From where have they been authorized, brothers and sisters in Islam? Because this is what we have to ask that question. In the older days, I learned one used to hand on the authorization to his successor or to his student, who would sit in front of me for 10, 15, 20, 25 or 30 years, and then the alim would say, I am authorizing you to speak to people about the hadith and about the Holy Quran. That is why I am ashamed to recite a verse out of the Holy Quran and then to say the meaning. Even if there is such an authority, and if in the traditional way I learnt from my teacher and he gave me the permission 50 years ago, it is written in the traditional way that I'm giving the authority to address and to talk to people, to my student Muhammad. If such authority has been given to reaching back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then you will be made responsible whenever you teach the hadith of the Holy Quran. It is very wrong thing when unauthorized people, brothers and sisters in Islam, come and teach you. They cannot do that. Allah Almighty is witnessing when we are saying something without the authority, and we will call all the responsibility of the people to whom we teach. Our Aqā Jahan sallallahu alayhi wasallam, brothers and sisters in Islam, explained the Holy Quran in the period of 23 years. During this time, millions of hadith sharif came. But now, these Wahhabi people have only made one book with a few hundred hadith. And they say that it is all which is acceptable from the Prophet. For 23 years, brothers and sisters in Islam, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was addressing his nation, okay? He was addressing his nation and knew that it was not only for his companions, it was meant for his future nation, for the Muslims to come through all times. He did not only sit with his companions, he was always speaking. If you take all the knowledge of all the learned ones, it will only be like one spot compared to the ocean of wisdoms of the Prophet ﷺ. How can anyone say that they know anything? How can they? It's unjustable. People were coming like rivers to listen to the Prophet ﷺ. Where are all these talks, I wonder? They have only put a few hundred hadith, and they say that that's all. Ma'azallah. They accept his prophethood, but they don't accept his hadith. These ignorant people, brothers and sisters in Islam, some of them even being doctors, are proud and think that they can decide according to their minds which hadith is true and which one isn't. If you are not sure, then admit that you cannot know if it is a hadith or not. Just leave it, but don't cut it away. Don't cut it its way.